Hey guys, it's Eagle, and welcome back to another episode inside a technological journey. And you already know what time it is, so without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, we are back. Once again, we got our spoils of war. I even did a little bit more extra exploring after we mined out all the tungstate, and we got ourselves some cool stuff up here. Found ourselves an elytra. Very nice. We even got ourselves some shulker shells as well. I didn't stay in there for too long. I only found the first one and got out of there. But anyway, let's look at all the ores we got, and man, oh man, did we get a lot of them. We got a lot of them. So I guess there's nothing left to do here except take this tungstate. We even got some draconium. Nothing we can really do with that right now, but yeah, very nice. We can take, I think that's all of the tungstate we got, at least for right now. We can get some more tungsten from other things, but for right now, this end tungstate is going to be our jam. So we got to let that thing macerate up and get ourselves some nice tungstate ore out of that. Even going to get some endstone dust, which you can actually centrifuge to get small piles of platinum metallic powder, which is super cool as well. We even get some tungstate back, so we're gonna get a lot of that stuff too. We can even use, we'll get some helium and some sand as well, so not too bad. So this is gonna take a long time to go, just because there's a lot of ores to process. So let's kind of check out the quest book now and see what we're gonna do next. Okay, so we got our tungstate. We don't have that quest yet, but scheelite, let's see what this says. Scheelite can be used alongside tungstate, however, it requires hydrogen peroxide setup in order to implement that? I'm assuming that means implement. Alright, so I don't know anything about this right now. We're just going to kind of leave that for the time being. But tungstate, and then we'll get sodium tungstate. I'm not sure. Sodium tungstate. All right, how do we get that? We got to mix sodium hydroxide and tungstate, and we get a little bit of sodium tungstate and lithium hydroxide. So we do have some sodium hydroxide, I believe, in one of our backpacks. Yeah, we have some 64 sodium hydroxide here, so let's grab that out. How convenient that we had some of that. Cool. So we can, I mean, that's not going to make us too much. It should make us 10 batches, so we should get 10,000 millibuckets of the sodium tungstate. Then from there, we got to make calcium tungstate dust, which is the sodium tungstate, water, and calcium chloride. Okay, so we need to make some calcium chloride while we're waiting here. I assume that'll just be calcium and hydrochloric acid, calcite, and hydrochloric acid. We'll even get some calcium, or we'll even get some carbon dioxide out of that as well. Okay, so we got to find some calcite. I want to say that we have some of that. Calcite. Now I keep saying calcite. It's calcite. One of these has to have some. Yep. And we've got a decent amount of that. Okay, cool. And then all we got to do now is grab ourselves some hydrochloric acid, which I believe we'll have in one of these. There we go. And let's see. Okay. Which one is it? It will be, okay, so there's no circuit. We just put it in there. So we can use, should be able to use one of these HV ones that are, I think these are clear. Yep. Cool, so let's put that in there. And the calcite dust. I know for right now we're kind of doing this very manually. Mostly because I haven't the slightest clue how to go about automating this entire process. So we'll have to just kind of play that by ear once we once we get there. But anyway, we got 30 calcium chloride dust. And then to get calcium tungstate, calcium chloride, sodium tungstate. Calcium chloride and sodium tungstate. Okay. We're going to want that back. Let's check it one more time. So we need the sodium tungstate. Let's see if we got any of this dust left. We're not going to until we send it through one more time. So let's just kind of circumvent the process here, at least for the time being. See what we're going to get. Get a little bit of this tungstate dust so we can kind of see the quest a little bit more easily. Alright, put that bad boy in the centrifuge. There we go. Got our first tungstate. And then the sodium tungstate. Sodium tungstate. This is where we get the sodium hydroxide and the tungstate dust in a mixer. I think we can use, we have to use an HV mixer, which I don't think we have. Oh, we do. We do. It's just covered right now. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, so then sodium hydroxide and then the tungstate dust. Not too bad. We do not have enough yet, but we'll be close. We get some extra byproducts from this. Anyway, I'm going to kind of let this go. I'm going to kind of work down this line, get a little bit of this calcium tungstate, and then we can start working towards the platinum finally. Hopefully we can get ourselves some of our first platinum today. Okay, we're back. I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole and got myself all the way down to this calcium tungstate until I realized that this is the line to help us get to tungsten steel, which we really don't need to do quite yet. But now we kind of understand how this process is going to work. We can start to make large amounts of that to hopefully get ourselves some tungsten steel later on. But that's not what we want to do just quite yet. We want to get ourselves some platinum. And just platinum right now. We're not going to worry about the palladium or the indium that we're going to get from that stuff. So we're not even worried about that right now. So the first thing we're going to have to do is make some ammonium chloride, which I have saved here. In a chemical reactor, you can just use hydrochloric acid and ammonia, which I already loaded this up with ammonia. We just got to put the hydrochloric acid in there, and we're going to get a decent amount of that back. So let's grab that and the ammonium chloride. Cool. So now we've got the ammonium chloride done. Let's go ahead and check that done. Now it looks like the last step that we're going to need to do is to take this platinum concentrate. Take the platinum concentrate, and this is where we're going to finally use our large chemical reactor. Oh, or no, just a regular chemical reactor. Oh, I must have clicked the wrong thing. Oh, yes. This is where we're going to use a large chemical reactor with that ammonium chloride at a 200 to 2000 ratio to get ourselves a bunch of different things here. So not too bad. We're going to get a lot of these byproducts. We're going to have to work on how we're going to process those. But for right now, let's go ahead and head over here. We have our output and our input. So I don't know exactly how this works. So I guess I'm just gonna put that in and then add in the platinum concentrate. And this, I guess, is going to continue to, it looks like it's going. So then we just gotta check the output, and it looks like we're getting some reciprocated platinum. And this is working really, really fast. Super, super cool. I kind of like how this interface works. It kind of shows a decent amount of how it's gonna work. So we got a couple more operations of this and we can grab out our dusts. Cool. And this doesn't use as much ammonium chloride, obviously, so not too bad. We got ourselves 16 reciprocated platinum and a lot of this platinum salt dust, which I think is just another byproduct that we can use to kind of, you know, get some more stuff out of it. So now at this point, we take the reciprocated, and I think all we got to do is put it back into the large chemical reactor with calcium dust at a 3-to-1 ratio to get 1 platinum dust out of it and some calcium chloride. Interesting. So 3-to-1, we're only going to get 5 operations. We're only going to get 5 platinum out of all of that, which is not ideal. But it's what we got for right now. This is just kind of a proof of concept, and so I can understand the process and continue to get this rocking and rolling. But let's go ahead and take out the ammonium chloride. Now, I think we just take the input bus and we put in our reciprocated platinum and our calcium, and this should just go ahead and work. Cool. So this is going to go, that's done already. Wow, that was really, really fast. Now I understand why everyone uses these. But yeah, they are very, very nice. Cool. Awesome. So we can go ahead and check this because we got both of those. And we can collect our platinum. Oh, we get some metallic powder out of that. That's super nice. That is super nice. Cool. So let's backtrack to this micro mainframe and think about what it is that we needed this for in the first place. And that was to make these micro SMD diodes. So we're just gonna need some polyethylene, some fine platinum wire. So we just need to get 2 platinum wire. So we just need to get 1 ingot out of that. So theoretically, let's think about this. If we want to get this ingot, what are we going to do? We need to take the dust, I believe. Let's see. So we need to take this dust, and I think this is where we just put it in an EBF, maybe? Is that not it? Oh, you can just straight up smelt it. Okay. Interesting. I really thought that'd be a blast furnace recipe. Anyway, let's just put that in here. Cool. There we go. We got 5 platinum. And, yeah, let's go ahead and turn one of these into a wire. This is not a easy process, and it surely will not be an easy process to automate, but I don't really know. So we need the fine wire, so this is going to go back into the wire mill. One more time to get ourselves the fine wire. And 8. Cool. So then this will make us, in the assembler, will make us 32 of these micro SMD diodes. And then from there, in the circuit assembler, each 5 of those will create ourselves another IV circuit. So I think what we're going to do is go ahead and kind of rush that just to kind of get ourselves that nice check mark at the bottom of this, of that quest book. Super, super cool. Okay, awesome. So let's figure this out. We need to get ourselves some polyethylene, which we should have somewhere in here. Don't tell me I don't have it. Oh no. Polytetra, no. Did I really not have any? Oh, that would be so frustrating if I don't. It must already be in there. Let's try that. Is it already in the circuit assembler? Is it the circuit assembler or the assembling machine? Micro diode. Yeah, it's just the assembler. So let's just hope that it's in this other assembler over here. It's not. Okay. Well, that is not the news that I wanted to hear. Do I really not have any of polyethylene? Do I even have any ethylene? Oh no. glue. Huh. What on earth did I do with it all? I must have used it and not even noticed. Okay, well, in theory, I should just be able to, I think I should still have some polyethylene ingots down here that I can melt. But if we don't, we're going to have to do, okay, good. We still have 64. That would have been annoying. I think we have an MV extractor just for the extra speed. We're going to go ahead and use that. That's a fluid solidifier. It's an HV extractor, I think is what we have. Do I not have that? I guess not. Guess we're still stuck in LV for the time being. All right. Man, I really need to up our infrastructure. That is for sure. So we don't need too much of that. The last thing we need is gallium arsenide, which I know for a fact we have some. And I think we actually have some on us, unless I put it away. It looks like I put it away. But I know we have some. We should have a couple stacks of it, actually. All right. Gallium arsenide. Yep, we do. Cool. And we got our platinum wire. And now we should have a little bit of polyethylene. And does it need an HV? It can work in any of them, but we'll put it in the MV one. MV assembling machine. Okay. Take our gallium arsenide, take our fine platinum wire, and lastly, our polyethylene. And we're going to create ourselves 32 of the micro SMD diodes. Very nice. Cool. There we go. We've got our micro SMD diodes. Put those in there with the micro tier. All right. Now we need the HV circuit assembler. We need 2 EV circuits, which we got right here. What else is needed? We need orange, blue, and white. Okay, so we got those. Then we need some titanium frames, which this could take a second. No, we actually already have them. Oh wow, is this gonna be easier than I thought? Soldering alloy we have, and then some RAM. All right. I think we already have some soldering alloy in here. We sure do. Awesome. Okay, well here we go. That was a lot of work for this. But in theory, we should have one IV mainframe here in 25 seconds. Very, very cool. So that was quite the process. We had to kind of go forward quite a ways until we could backtrack into HV. But this will really let us put our concentration on the next tier of things here and trying to work our way towards the nano processors. We're going to have to go back and make the micro series of chips, I'm sure. So we didn't make nearly as many as the previous tier. We just kind of been on a per use basis. But there we go. Chapter completed. HVH. Very cool. Now that we've completed the HVH, I think it's time to go back and do something that we should have done a long, long time ago, but I was a little bit scared of up until now. I think it's finally time we start playing around with this and I really get my feet wet and figure this out. And what is it that I'm talking about? Something that every single GregTech player must know how to use efficiently in order to get deep into this pack, and that is applied energistics. I can't believe I waited this long to do it. To be honest, it probably cost me, honestly, at this point, over 50 hours. Just because I was scared. So we're going to go ahead and see what we can do and kind of learn how this works. I'm not really very comfortable with AE2, but I figure what better time to figure that out than right now. So we can take a little break from processing some platinum and kind of get this thing figured out. And honestly, once I get it done, it'll probably make the process of making an automated plat line significantly easier, as machine crafting and all that stuff should be a breeze at that point. So let's go ahead and check this out. Certus quartz. Cool. How do we make Certus quartz? We need an autoclave with Certus quartz or quartzite. We have a lot of quartzite, so I might be able to turn some of that, but I think I made some Certus quartz and I have it in my bag. But before we can do that, we got to make ourselves an autoclave. And it looks like I can do it with any of them, but let's get the MV one just because it looks like I can use the quartzite in there as well, which I assume this Certus Quartz recipe will also work in there. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's make ourselves the MV autoclave. Okay, so I don't know if I have any MV circuits, which could be a problem. Looks like I have a couple. All right, not too bad. All right, let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Advanced autoclave, what do we need? We need some reinforced glass, we need an MV machine hole. Let's get that machine hole made. I should have a pump in one of my backpacks. Perfect, we have one. And now all we need is the reinforced glass, which I thought that I had some. Let's see. Do I have it anywhere? Reinforced glass. Okay. Is it in one of our backpacks? Aha. We do have some. Perfect. Awesome. Let's get this autoclave built. There we go. Advanced autoclave. Perfect. So now we just got to set this up on the MV power, which we can just put it right here next to the electrolyzer. And that should be creating some power. I also went ahead and created, let's see if I can find it. I created a HV infinite water hatch. I don't know if it'll work on this MV machine, but we're gonna need a crowbar, I think. Can we just place that on there? Oh, it worked. Very nice. Yeah, we're gonna need the crowbar to get that thing off there. But for right now, this is perfect. So we need to get ourselves now some Certus quartz. And I do have some already made, and I have some other quartz things kind of already prepped up. But let's go ahead and start by just putting this on in here. And it's not too slow, to be honest with you. It's actually decent speed there. Okay, so after we do that, we're gonna need to get ourselves some fluix crystals. And what does the process look like to make this? In a mixer, we need nether quartz dust and redstone. We can use an LV mixer, but we're not gonna have to do that. We have an HV one that should be cleared out of materials right now. So nether quartz dust, we have a couple stacks of, and some redstone. So let's go ahead and grab some redstone. Hello, Mr. Pigman. They love coming in here and hanging out. And the funny thing is, I never dispatch of them, yet they always seem to go away. So I don't know where they're going, if they're like creating a secret society underneath our base. But yeah, I don't know where they're going. I'm also centrifuging up some endstone dust because you do get some tiny pile of platinum metallic powder from that. Mostly because I just didn't know what to do with it, and I saw that recipe, and I figured we may as well utilize one of our machines and just let that thing go. We're also getting sand out of that, and we're also getting small piles of tungstate dust, which we've gotten a good amount of that now. We have more tungstate than we even know what to do with. All the stuff that we mined from the end has been macerated down twice, and it is now in the centrifuge, getting ourselves insane amounts of tungstate and lithium dust. So we're gonna have that for a long time. So that's super nice, and that we didn't even use all the ore that we probably could have used to do that. All right, well, let's grab the Certus quartz from the autoclave. 32 is fine. For now, we'll let the other ones go up. Okay, I'm not sure how many of these we're gonna need. Like I said, I have no experience in this, but let's put the Certus quartz in here with some redstone. Oh, that makes charged Certus quartz. I guess we'll just let it go. We're gonna get more. What does that even do? Oh, we need the charged Certus quartz. Okay, well, that worked out fine then. Cool. Very nice. And we got some more redstone. Okay, so we need to charge Certus quartz, not just regular Certus quartz. Now we can put the charged in with the nether quartz dust and redstone, and this should create ourselves some fluix crystals. Very nice. Cool, so we'll go ahead and let that go. After that point, we're going to start needing to make some of these calculation processors. I think we need to make one of each, or I'm not sure how this works, but I'm sure we'll have to make many of these. Calculation processor, what's this take? ME circuit etching with silicone, pure Certus quartz crystal, and redstone. How do we make this? Oh, okay, so it's an IV recipe. So it wants us to use the assembler recipe. Let's check what that is. So it's just polyethylene, printed silicon, printed calculation circuit, and an LV circuit. So I did make a bunch more LV circuits for this exact reason. Printed calculation circuit. How do we do that? Looks like it's just an inscriber calculation pressed with a Certus quartz crystal. We did gather up a good amount of these in our skystone chest that has been here since very early on. I'm not sure. I think we're gonna have to end up making a good amount of these at some point, but for right now, this is what we're gonna do. So let's figure that out. Let's get the Fluix crystal first. Out of here, we got a full stack of that. Nice. Okay, let's clear out our inventory just a tad bit. And we should be good. We can put some of this stuff away. I'm not sure what to do with that elytra yet. I want to see if there's a way we can make a chest plate that allows us to fly. I'm not sure exactly. I might have to use Ender IO if there's a thing in there for that, but we will see. Put some of the obsidian away. Polyethylene is in here. We should have more polyethylene. I just made a bunch of it in the last clip. Anyway, not important right now. Let's grab our reward. And let's make these processes. Okay, so in the assembler, we can use an LV one. We need a printed calculation press, printed silicon. So we need a silicone ingot and an inscriber silicone press. It's not consumed. Okay, so that's nice. So we just need some silicone ingots. And I'm not sure exactly how to make those. Let's see. Looks like we can just smelt silicone dust, which we should have a good amount of. There's 42 of it. I know we have a lot of this somewhere. Let's just go ahead and chase it around. Hopefully we'll not have to do this once we get this thing made. And not have to search through these chests. I was getting pretty proficient in figuring out where all the stuff was coming from and where it is, but yeah. Okay, there's more silicone. There's some more silicone. Alright. And it looks like we just gotta smelt it. Alright, so we can use our oven over here. And put ourselves in the silicone. Is it working? Yep, it is. Cool. So then now we can take the, let's save the recipe for the calculation processor. We need printed silicon, save that. And we need the printed calculation press, save that. We're also going to need a printed engineering press or circuit. And more silicon. And what's the last one? A logic, printed logic, which is just gold. Okay. All right, not too bad, not too bad. So let's find our assembler. We should be able to use this MV one right now. Okay, so we need to put, we're gonna need more silicon than this. Let's make up a good amount of these. Split it up. So we can make 40 of each of those, which should be fine until we get to know exactly how many we're gonna need. So let's see, printed calculation press, engineering silicone calculation press. Okay, so we can put the calculation press in there, and we can put ourselves the silicone ingot. Oh, this is for silicone ingot needs the inscriber silicone press, which we're gonna need to make, I guess, all of these. So that's gonna take a little bit of time to go. It's going to take a little bit of time for that to clear up. So I guess I'm going to let that run, and then I'll get back to you once I have all of the different presses made using the gold, the diamond, and the Certus quartz crystal. A little bit of crafting later, and we have 40 each of these 3 different processors. So that should allow us to get our Fluix crystals, some free ones. Very, very nice. And this is where things branch out. I'm not sure exactly all the things that are going to be necessary to get our first network online, but I believe we're obviously going to need some kind of drive. We're going to need a controller to power all of it, and then probably a crafting terminal. I think there's only the recipe here for the terminal, but I think the crafting terminal is just another calculation press, or a calculation processor and a crafting table, so we can make that as well. Should be fairly easily. So I guess let's check up here first to get to the controller block. This is basically talking about channels and how they're off by default, which is fine. I don't know how to play this mod or this mod enough anyway. That would make it insane. Smart cables. Okay. I am not sure the difference between the conduits and the cables. I think the cables are for moving around the channels, and the conduits are for like everything else, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, let's P2P. What's that say? Peer-to-peer tunnel. Interesting. I think these go on the actual things themselves, on the actual like machines themselves. They don't look too hard to make, just need some Fluix crystals. But let's start with the ME controller. ME controller. In the assembler, we need a LV machine hole, a LV circuit, and some 4 pure fluix crystals and configuration 0. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab ourselves. It looks like we're going to need another integrated circuit on 0. So we need LV machine hull. We have fluix crystals. We need an LV machine hull. Looks like we need some tin and steel. Okay. Do I not have any tin cable? I should have some, I thought. Yeah, we do. Okay. Put the tin cable in there. Get ourselves some plates. I was making some double plates to get myself more steel cells. I was having trouble moving around a bunch of fluids. So we got 16 more of those. Alright. I think we need 9 of these to be okay. Let's make ourselves the machine hull. And then in the assembler, we can take ourselves an LV circuit, which we should have a few left over. I made a couple stacks of them. There. And then what else is needed? The fluix crystals and the circuit. Does it need to be LV machine hull, refined processor, pure fluix crystals? Okay, it needs pure fluix crystals. What's the difference between those? How do I make these? Autoclave fluix seeds. Fluix dust and sand. Okay, so we can pulverize the regular fluix crystals and then make the seeds, and then we can use the autoclave to build up some more of those. All right, there we go. We got the controller. We even get 4 more. Okay, so I think this will allow us to have multiple different areas to where we can have our crafting set up. Next thing we're going to need is a terminal to access this. So let's check this out. We're going to need a terminal. To make the terminal, we need annihilation cores and an illuminated panel. Illuminated panel. Some quartz glass. Okay, quartz glass. Certus quartz dust. Do I have any? Use nether quartz dust. Okay. Annihilation cores. Take fluix dust and nether quartz. Fluix dust is just pulverizing the fluix crystals. Go ahead and use this one. Should be fairly quick. And some more nether quartz, which we can grab. Okay. So, start off, let's make the illuminated panel. We need some quartz glass. Make ourselves a few of those. We need glowstone and an iron ingot. There we go, we get 3 illuminated panels. Okay. Next, we need the annihilation cores. Let's craft a few of those. And then in theory, oh, we need a formation core as well. Make 4 of those. There we go, we get our terminal. And then now to make our crafting terminal, we just need to make a crafting table. And then crafting table, ME terminal. and a calculation processor. Okay, there we go. We got our crafting terminal as well. Okay. All right. Okay, got that back. I was a little worried it wasn't going to break when I heard the glass breaking sound. All right, so getting pretty close now. Let's check the quest book. We're going to need some conduit as well, probably. At least some. So let's check this out. Looks like we're going to need some conduit binder and fluix crystals and quartz fibers. To make this quartz fiber, we can put nether quartz into a wire mill. Interesting. So let's just put 32 of that in there. Interesting. Those take a little bit of time to work. All right, for the drive, what are we going to need? We're going to need 4 LV machine holes and some of these glass cables and an LV emitter. Ooh, okay, so we may need to make a little bit more steel plating here. Where's my steel? There it is. I do have more steel on my primitive blast furnace on the other side. I just haven't put it in the chest yet. So we're going to need to make quite a bit of these. Let's make the emitter while that's going. Okay, looks like we just need 2 circuits and quartzite, which we should. Okay. Do I not have any more? Did I use it all? Surely I didn't. Nope. Can I use this? Let's see. So it has to be quartzite. Oof. Okay. Well, I don't know if we have any quartzite. I might have to go mine some real quick. Let's check. I know I have a thing for it. Quartzite. Okay. Let's see. Let's get ourselves some quartz. I don't think I want to mine it with this thing, so I think it's gonna... Back up, fool. I don't want to mine it with that thing, because it's going to destroy it, so... Let's just use this hammer. Man, leave me alone! I'm busy! I'm busy. Okay. I'm gonna have to come back here and get the rest of it, but for right now, this should be fine. Okay, get rid of that. Don't need the barite right now. That should be fine. And I think we just have to smelt this down. If I'm correct. Yep, okay. Plate should be about done by now as well. That's Certus quartz. We don't want that. And there we go. We got some quartzite. Okay, cool. So now we should be able to make our LV emitter. Boom, that's done. Throw this in the chest. And we now need 4 LV machine holes. Looks like we're out of a wrench too, which is awesome. Love that. Can I make a titanium one? Please? I can. Very nice. All right, now we have a titanium wrench. And we got to make 4 of these LV machine casings. Which is going to be 32 steel plates. And then we're going to use the assembler recipe to not have to use the wrought iron. these bad boys in the assembler. And we need some tin cable, which I think I put back in. Here's the tin cable. And then we should have some polyethylene on us already. Polyethylene in, tin cable in, and there we go. We're gonna get some machine holes. All right, cool. There we go. There's our 4 LV machine holes. Let's put this stuff in here. We're getting so many items now at this point, we need to get this set up. We need to get this set up. All right, and now all we need is the glass cable. ME glass cable, which is just quartz fiber and Fluix crystals. These should be done by now. They are. These are not the conduits. These are different. These are glass cables. And there we go. There's the ME drive. All right, Fluix Energy. What does that say? Craft ME glass cable. I thought maybe it'd give me a little bit more info on what exactly that does. All right. Well, that wasn't too bad to craft. Let's collect our reward. Oh, we get another one. Or dictionary export bus. Okay. See, now where I'm thinking is I don't know exactly the way to go. But if I remember correctly, if I just power the ME controller, I can have my crafting terminal come off of that, and then I can connect these conduits to the drives. And if I fill those drives with storage disks, then I should be able to start putting our items on digital. But I think that's a pretty good start. I think we have everything we need. We just kind of got to get it set up. And that's going to require a little bit of attention on my end and kind of some time and just some boring crafting stuff that I probably don't want to show you guys. But hopefully, if everything goes smoothly, I should have our first digital storage set up at the start of the next episode. And then we'll see. Hopefully, I know we're not going to be able to make enough drives to fit all of our items just yet, or maybe I can. I don't know. But that will be nice to be able to have, and then we can maybe have a few of those set up in various different places in our base. Definitely one set up there, and probably have one set up, honestly, in this wall right here would be pretty good. It's kind of centralized. So that's what we're going to try to do. So I think that's where I'm going to wrap this one up for today. Interesting episode. Decent amount of things done. Got our HVH done. Got the Ender Dragon done. A lot of cool things on the horizon. Got our first platinum as well. Awesome. A lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool stuff on the horizon as well. We're really starting to figure some things out, and hopefully having AE2 set up well is going to help even more so. So if you guys did like the video, please hit the like button. Go ahead and hit subscribe. We're getting close to 1,000 subs, and that'd be a really cool number to hit. I'm trying to hit that by the end of the year. It's kind of just a random goal I set for myself as I just started posting this year. So that's just something really cool. If you guys want to help me out with that, go ahead and hit that red button. But if that's, I think that's all I got for you guys. It's been Eagle. Peace.